Hi guys,
I'm Fum.
and I'm Dee, and we're back. Happy New Year. Happy Black History Month. So today we are going to be talking about how to create projects with what you have.
What you already have in your house without having to go out and buy expensive equipment.
As we shoot this from Fumi's new camera.
A very expensive.
Yeah, but truthfully, all you really need is a phone.
We started off shooting our Fum N Dee videos with a phone and an iPad, so.
As long as you have a working phone that has recording abilities, you can literally make anything. You don't need mics when you first start. They are helpful, but you don't need them.
Really, when you're getting started, I think the most important thing is figuring out what you're going to be showcasing. Whether you're an actor creating a skit and filming a skit, you want to make sure your story or skit that you wrote is solid, that the plot makes sense, that it's funny, or if it's not supposed to be funny, that it's just a good story, because that's the main thing. A lot of content creators post skits and funny skits, dramatic skits, and they might not have the best equipment at first, but the story's there and people are engaged. They're not really worried about like the audio or if there's enough light. It's just whether the story's good. So I would say that's step one. Then you need a device to record with. So use your phone, use your iPad. If you have a small camera, use that. You don't need the best thing. And that's really it, I think, when you first get started. Now, as you start to save up money and stuff like that, I think it's important to upgrade and invest in a microphone. There's so many different wireless microphones now that are available. Rode, R-O-D-E, they make a lot of mics that you can just clip on your shirt, or you can connect it directly to your phone to record audio.
I have one.
I have one as well. And then you can upgrade your camera. You can get a small little DSLR camera if you want. And then you can start investing in lights. But in the beginning, you don't really need to worry about all that.
Yeah, and the only other thing you need to figure out once you start is how you're going to edit your project to create it into the story that you envision. And the good thing about iPhones, Apple, it comes with not GarageBand, but iMovie, yes. But then in addition to iMovie, there are a ton of editing apps for free.
Yeah, there's editing apps you can use on your phone. A lot of people might not even have an editing software on their computer, so they use their phone only to edit. And there's different apps like Splice.
I use that.
And is there one called InstaShot?
There is.
Sure.
I don't know if it's free, but there is.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different apps you can play around with. Oh yeah, you can edit videos within Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, so if you already have those apps, then you can just edit your videos from there.
Period.
Da-da-da. So speaking of, Fumi got this book and she'll be able to speak to it more, but it's an incredible book. We'll include the link in the video. Fumi got me this book. She originally bought it for herself and then she got me a copy. Appreciate you. It's called Get Realisms, and really what it does is break down the different aspects of filmmaking, like the lingo, the roles, the equipment. I should be showing you all. It's really just like incredible. It's illustrated. We're gonna include a link. It was created by, dun dun dun, drum roll please, designed by Christine Chen. It was designed by a lot of people. A lot of people were involved, but it really is just a great resource. How much was it?
It was a little, I think online it's 30 something, but I bought it for 25 at the Austin Movie Gear when I was in Austin.
Yeah, but it's definitely a great resource. Even on the back it says, if you don't know how to use film lingo, act appropriately on set to avoid pissing off the first AD or the crew head, identify what a first AD is, a C-47, a C-stand, baby, impress your film friends, clearly you need this book. So it's really great. We will continue to create content and videos based off of the things that are inside this book. So it's a great resource. Every time we do, we'll reference it and we'll include the link so you guys can check it out if you're interested.
Okay, so for instance, there's so many different roles in film production, and a lot of people are not aware of what the roles actually entail.
Every set is different, every project is different, so Yeah, but this book is a great resource. Who did that?
This is the gaffer. What is a gaffer?
Him.
Yes, gaffer is the chief of lighting technician. So they manage all the lighting on set.
First AD, they make the schedule. They are kind of like the managing head of the crew under the director, and they fix all the problems. So that's just to give you an idea. And first AD stands for first assistant director. There's also second assistant director. Sometimes there can be a second assistant director. It just goes on and on.
What does the second assistant director do?
Session. The second assistant director manages the talent, more than likely. They manage the talent, and if there's a lot of talent, then there tends to be a second to help them assist the second to manage the talent. So yeah. And a lot of times the first AD hires a second AD, so it's someone that, because they work closely with. And yeah, a lot of times second ADs are working their way up to become first AD, so it's a position that works together. Oh, but in the book, I'm sorry, it says the second AD makes call sheets. That's not always the case, but sometimes deals with paperwork, mostly involving talent. And then it says controls base camp and makes sure the talent is ready to go on set. And that's true.
So yeah, check out Get Reelisms. It's a dope book, and it's a dictionary for film production.
Mm-hmm. So imposter syndrome, actually, let's give you the definition. So imposter syndrome is a condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally despite being high performing in external objective ways. This condition often results in people feeling like a fraud or a phony and doubting their abilities. It is me. That's me all the time. For me, I think I feel the biggest amount of imposter syndrome-ness when I'm not working. Like when I'm working, I don't even think about it. But the minute that I have a day off or a break or weeks or months, I'm like, I've never done anything in this business. I've never made any money. I don't even know what I do. I think me and Fumi were talking the other day and she was like, a producer. And I was like, yes. So that's how I am. Like if I'm not working, if I'm not busy, anytime that I have downtime, it's like I don't know how to just exist, like how to be. I think a lot of women feel that more than I would say men, whereas like we put a lot of our worth into the things that we do, and we need to stop that. It's stupid. Like I'm more than any of these jobs, all of these jobs.
So you don't feel it when you're actually on the job?
No, I don't even have time to think about it when I'm on the job. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have experienced it, or I tend to feel it when I'm working on a job.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, backwards.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Like, so if I get a job that seems to be maybe higher up than the previous job I was on, then that's when sometimes that feeling can start to creep in. It happens every once in a while. It hasn't happened lately. When it does happen, I try to remind myself of all the work I have done and remind myself that I have a lot of experience and that, I deserve to be there. And so I don't really struggle with it like on a constant daily basis type thing. It might just creep up every once in a while. But
Did you feel, sorry to interrupt, did you feel that way when you were on Fat Tuesday?
Yeah,
Because that was a bigger project.
Yeah,
really?
definitely. Yeah.
It's so interesting. So I was telling Fumi that I watched, I'm not plugging, I did enjoy it, but that's me. I watched The Greatest Night in Pop on Netflix, and I forget which musician was talking about it, but he was saying it was the moment that they were in the room and they were all, it's when they recorded We Are the World, right?
Yeah.
We Are the World. Yes. And they were all in that room, just the musicians and the cameraman, Quincy Jones, and the people in the studio. Like that's it. No assistants, no managers, no agents, none of that. So they stripped all that away. And they were saying it was like being like in elementary school again. It was like being, like first day of school. And I'm sure a lot of them, like looking across from Michael Jackson or Diana Ross or Stevie Wonder, were like, what am I doing here? I just make music in my living room, and here I am, performing with some of the greatest. And that was so like affirming for me, because I feel like everybody experiences a bit of imposter syndrome. But I know for me, I need to learn how to not, because I feel like I have it more often than Fumi. I need to not let it like happen. Like a day off is a day off. It doesn't mean like all of a sudden my skills and my talents have just gone out the window.
So what advice do you have for people who are experiencing imposter syndrome?
I would say for me, have outlets. One would be like affirmations. Like have affirmations that you either repeat to yourself, you have written around your home, but something that you can remind yourself of who you are, okay? Simba, remember who you are. And then I think the number 2 thing would be like, I think it's okay to remind yourself that you're taking a break. Like anytime those feelings come up, it can just be like, I'm fine, I'm okay, this is just today. Because emotions are fleeting. Like you feel this way today, you won't feel that way tomorrow. So I think that's a good way to remind yourself. And then 3, I think it's important to keep doing things that make you happy. Because if you're doing things that you enjoy, then I think that helps to decrease the potential for you to think about the things that you're not doing or that you should be doing or that you're not worth doing if you're doing things that you enjoy. So I would say find things that you enjoy even at home, whether that be cooking or journaling or cleaning or whatever you do at home. Whatever that is, and outside as well. Just find things you enjoy. Then you're not thinking about all the things that you're not.
And I would just say, remember that you were chosen for a reason. Like for instance, if this is for a job and you're feeling that on the job, you're there for a reason. Think about all of your experience and accomplishments. And also remember that a lot of people are figuring things out as they go.
Mm-hmm. Everybody.
So yeah, even people that are maybe at the highest points of their career, yes, our experiences have led us to where we are, which is what you need to remember. But people are just figuring things out, making mistakes, learning from mistakes, and that's really how you grow. And also remember the importance of asking for help, reaching out for help. Success usually comes from collaboration.
100%.
And so it's important to reach out for help and collaborate with others. And we're all just figuring it out.
I would also say like find a mentor or mentors. Find true friends that you can vent to and bounce ideas off of, or even people to just listen to you. I think it's very, very important to have community of people that you can talk to about the things that you're experiencing or the things that you're feeling, so that you're not just dealing with it by yourself. Because what I've learned more than anything from being out here in LA for the past 5+ years is that everybody feels the same way. Everybody's going through the same things. You just have to find someone who you're comfortable with talking to about it. Yeah, so imposter syndrome is normal. Mm-hmm. It's normal. You're normal.
I agree. Okay, so I've been in LA for almost 4 years now, and it's been great. I really enjoy being in LA. There's a lot of opportunities, and I really love the weather. One thing I do need to do is explore LA more.
You feel like you haven't?
Yeah, I don't really explore that much. I haven't been to any museums yet, which is wild. Like,
you haven't been to any museums?
That's kind of embarrassing, actually. Yeah.
This is from the Tupac exhibit, Wake Me When I'm Free. It's no longer showing, but it was. Let me show you the back. Wait, can you see the back? Okay.
Yeah, so like I need to get it together. I'm always just like working, and I think that's the thing. I work a little too much. One reason is because LA is expensive, and I'm freelance, and I never know when the next job is coming. So I'm always like, oh yeah, I can do that job. Okay, let me do that job, because I gotta pay my rent, and I gotta pay my bills, and I pay my health insurance, because I'm freelance. I have to pay my own retirement, and I'm behind in retirement, so I'm like trying to catch up. So it's like I got my rent. Not this video, I'm just talking about my bills now. I got my rent.
I was like, how many more bills she gonna list?
My healthcare, my car insurance. Anyways, but I need to like make time to go explore more. I do hike, but I haven't hiked in a while. But I just need to make time.
Go tomorrow.
Yeah, I
Wait,
should.
You're busy. This is the problem.
But but I need to go hike because I got to start exercise. I was exercising last year.
We could go Monday.
Yeah, in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an early morning hike.
Like how early are you talking?
Yeah, like before 10.
Oh.
Is that too early?
No, that's good.
Okay.
I thought she was gonna say before 7. I was like, I'm be hiking in my bed.
So I was just thinking, like, I feel like I'm not living, I'm just working or just on
Working to
autopilot.
live.
Yeah, I feel like I'm working to live. And I was like,
feel
when I was a little kid or when I was a teenager, I was just living. But also, I didn't have that many, I didn't have worries like that. But now I'm just like, can I just live? But I also think it's because of how our country is structured. This how capitalism works, unfortunately. But you know, that's where I'm at right now. I love living in LA. I just need to make more time to explore.
I love living in LA. I've been here for over 5 years, almost 5.5. I am thinking about moving. Not like completely. Like, I think I would still keep a place in LA. I'm just thinking about being in 2 places outside of America. So yeah, that's what I've been highly, highly considering. I've never lived abroad for an extended amount of time, and so I really want to do that. I also love LA, I love California, but it is very expensive. And it's evident that you can do more with your money elsewhere. It is also evident that everywhere is expensive, but I think I want to try life outside of this country for a while. But I have been exploring LA. You know, I've been outside. I've been to museums. I've been to places. So I feel like I've done a good job with like being outside. I'd love to be outside more. But yeah, I think I'm just trying to like find my footing. I think the moment that my career is moving in the direction I want it to will probably be the moment that I stop living out here. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Also, do you play tennis? Because I want to play tennis.
Let's go!
Hey, okay.
You got a racket?
No, I'm
or
gonna
some
buy one
balls?
though.
Okay,
I'm
because
gonna
there's
buy
tennis
one.
racks like at the park right in between me and you.
Oh, is it like busy?
In the morning it is, everybody be there, but it's not busy like all through the day.
Yeah, let's do it because
Okay.
I want to.
I do too. It's a good workout. I don't
Yeah.
know nothing about tennis. I'm gonna be out there looking a fool. but
Me
I'm
too. I haven't played tennis.
Ready. I'm gonna give me a tennis
10
skirt.
years.
Give me a little visor.
Serena.
Naomi.
Period.
Okay.
What's the other one that?
Coco.
Coco. Yeah, that's her name. And there's
Black.
another person too.
Black?
Yeah, she was doing an interview and she kind of like.
She knew?
No, she's. I don't know.
She's not new?
I don't know. I don't follow tennis like that, but she had a funny interview, like when the
Journalist?
journalists were asking her, she like kind of told them off. It was kind of cool, but
know.
I forgot her name.
So what's it like being a multi-hyphenate?
What is a multi-hyphenate?
A multi-hyphenate, at least in our realm, is a creative who does multiple things. Like, you could just label Fumi an editor, but before she was an editor, she was a camera woman or director of photography. She also produces. She also is a photographer. You also edit. And what else do you do? Did that cover it all?
Yeah, I did write a little bit. You know, I wrote a little bit. I wrote a script. I wrote a short film.
Okay.
But I now do not do that anymore. I lean on other writers and I collaborate with them. But I do still produce and sometimes direct, but mainly produce and edit.
And for me, I'm an actor, a producer. I drew a blank at who I am. Actor, producer, writer. When I was younger, I still am. I just haven't done it in a while. I started off as a poet, and then I would say I went from being a poet to a producer to an actor. And so now, yeah, I'm an actor, producer, writer. I have aspirations to be a director, and a myriad of other things. So yeah. So what's it like being a multi-hyphenate? I would say it's a great thing and a confusing thing, because you have to, like, some projects will allow you to be multiple people, but then, and sometimes you focus so much time in one realm that you have to make time outside of, you know, your work or your day-to-day to include the other aspects of who you are. Like writing. I haven't been able to include writing in anything that I've done recently, so I need to make time to write at some point. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's great, but then it's because you have different perspectives when you look at things, but sometimes it can be difficult to manage all of the parts of yourself. How about you?
I feel like being a multi-hyphenate, it came out of two things. Necessity. Well, I'll speak on necessity first. I didn't have money to be paying for all these different roles. So because of that, I had to learn how to do multiple things. So I had to learn how to produce. I had to learn how to edit because I couldn't pay an editor. And so that's one of the reasons why I am a multi-hyphenate. And then once you're able to afford a team, or you're able to collaborate with a team where people have specific roles, it does take weight off of your shoulders to be like, oh, I don't have to worry about the edit, so I can just focus on producing. Mm-hmm. So you can use more of your creative brain power and energy to focus on producing or directing. Oh, I don't have to worry about production design. We have a production designer and a costume designer. Oh, cool. I can just focus on producing and directing. So that's really cool. And then on the other hand, I think it's normal to be able to do multiple things. I don't think that some people are designed to just be like, you're just an editor. Like, yes, you can be, and that's fine, and that's beautiful. But there's other people who are like, yes, I edit, but because I edit, I also have a good eye for directing, because I know how to kind of piece a story together. So it makes sense that you're able to do multiple things, because we're dynamic as humans. Mm-hmm. And so it makes sense to be able to wear different hats. It just depends on when you decide to wear that hat and how many you should wear, so that you don't become overwhelmed with all the different tasks and responsibilities that come with that role. So I think it's a good thing to be a multi-hyphenate, and I also think it's great to have a team of people, so you don't have to take on so much of
things.
Take on so much of the work.
Yeah. I will say, like, I was producing and working in production for such a long time, and then I got the chance to be in one of our friends' short films, and that day on set, I did not know how to act. Like, I was so confused, because I was like, should I be like helping like put stuff together and take stuff apart? And they were like, your talent, like, have a seat, ma'am. But I could not, like, it was like I was in like a Twilight Zone, I guess. So that's why it's important to make sure you take the time to feed the different parts of yourself, because it's not like if you don't use it, you lose it, but in a way you don't connect with it as much. So, that's what it's like. Mm-hmm. It's exciting. Mm-hmm. And this applies outside of film. Of course, we always will speak about the filmmaking creative space, but this applies to all types of realms. So please, take our advice and the things we say as it applies to you in your life.
And I also want to mention, I've noticed that sometimes when you are a multi-hyphenate and you present yourself as someone who does multiple things, sometimes people get confused, and it's hard for them to see you in different lanes. So if you present as a director, but you say, oh, I'm also a writer, I'm also a producer, sometimes people get confused and they think like, but which one do you do completely or most of the time? And it's easier sometimes for people to see you as a singular thing. I'm not sure why or the psychology behind it. And I don't think people mean any wrong by it. I just think like the way that we've grown up in society has set up like the job and career structure. It's like you grow up, you go to school, and you pick a job or a career, like a doctor or da-da-da. And so I think maybe that's why people kind of see you as one thing. It also reminds me of like, this is different, but it's also kind of similar. Like a sports anchor was talking about LeBron James. It said something like, just shut up and dribble. And it was referring to him having an opinion on like race relations or politics. And it's like, so, I mean, there's something deeper with that, obviously with racism and stuff like that. But it's like, so he's just a basketball player. He's not supposed to have any opinion on anything else. He's supposed to just be a basketball player. And it's like, what? Yeah, so I just brought that up to say, like, sometimes people want to see you as a singular thing because that's kind of how the world has been set up.
Or that's how they see you. Where was I? Where someone was talking about, like, people will see you some type of way and try to put you in their box. Oh, I was in my bed on Instagram. I was at like some profound panel. But like sometimes people will try to put you in a box because that's all that they can see for you. But it's important that you don't allow yourself to get into that box. Now, it's okay if you have to get into that box to get that job, but it's not okay if you stay there. No, we have one more.
What is that?
I'm about to tell you.
Oh.
So, Fumi, tell me like 3 to 5 things you're expecting for this year, 2024. They can be as personal or career focused or vague as you want them to be.
Yeah, that's a great question. And, in this moment, I am deciding that I want to prioritize personal life more. And so a goal is to travel outside the country and go to potentially Panama or Costa Rica or Mexico.
Word.
And or Nigeria. So like one of those places or 2 of those places.
Or should I say palabras?
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, that was words.
That was good. That was good. Yep, that was good.
I'm a cornball, y'all. Just bear with me.
So that was good. That was a good one. So, I mean, obviously, money and traveling. So it's like, maybe I'll go to one, but it'd be cool if I can go to Nigeria and like Panama. So that's one goal. Another goal is to continue saving money. I want to invest more in my housing fund. I want to buy a house. So
out here?
I would like to, yes. And then the third goal is to book a long-term film project, such as a documentary project.
So my goals for 2024, I think number 1 would be, I'm really trying to focus on my acting career. I've been auditioning a lot more, and I really want to book some things this year. So that would be my first goal. My second goal would be, like Fumi, I want to make time for my personal life. I want to travel more. I'm planning on living outside of the country for at least 2 months. So I'm trying to make that happen ASAP. And number 3 would be to be more streamlined and defined about the things that I want. Because I think for my whole life, I've been very vague about things, and I feel like once you get down to specifics, it makes it a little bit more clear. So I'm really trying to focus on like clarity and being specific, even if things don't happen specifically how I want them, but at least if I'm more specific, I know what I'm looking for. So, anything else that I want to happen this year? I just want to laugh and have a good time this year. 2023 was hard, 2020 was hard, 2021 was hard. So, I would like to enjoy my life this year and, take on a spirit of gratitude. Yes. Amen.